Humans would rather be certain and wrong than uncertain and right. Certainty reduces fear. Dr. Stephen Michael here. This is Psychology, the Purpose Behind the Series. Clear and clean thinking. I'm going to tell you some stories over the next few minutes that will highlight our thinking processes, decision making, leading to the opportunities to create a much more fulfilling life for all of us. Let's start by going back about 1,000,000 years ago. The time of caveman and cavewoman. One night, caveman and cavewoman decided to have a romantic evening. They had a nice fire going. They had a fine dinner. They had some wine, soft music in the background. Okay, I'm embellishing a little. Unfortunately, though, a saber-toothed tiger appears at the foot and mouth of the cave. Their senses pick up the growling of the tiger. And they have to make a decision. They recognize that this is very dangerous and it's very frightening. And fear is a great motivator. And yet they were enjoying and having such a pleasurable evening. Romantic, again, fine wine, soft music. They decide that if they continue with their romantic evening, they would die. It's as simple as that. They saw this happen to other of their friends, other caveman and cavewoman people. And so they decide to run, drop everything, escape the tiger, if at all possible. Just to kind of close out the story happily, they succeed in escaping the tiger, and they have now the opportunity to have pleasure the next day. The next part of our story, in this historical context, is about Homo sapiens, who appear on this planet about 300,000 years ago. And here's something very interesting. From then to about now, that's 12,000 generations that have preceded us. Our DNA has been transmitted, yours and mine, over 12,000 generations. If somewhere in that chain, two people, a man, well, I should say a male and a female, man and a woman, didn't survive and procreate, you and I wouldn't be here. Wow, that's amazing. Just one chain link is broken and our existence doesn't occur. Shift a little bit more forward to more present time. The first major transformation in how humans lived was the agricultural transformation or revolution. And that happened about 10,000 years ago, only 400 to 500 generations ago. The particular story I'm going to tell you is about a shepherd who had a large flock of sheep. One day, one night, a wolf gets into the flock, kills and eats one of the sheep. The shepherd recognizes this soon, and he has a decision to make, thinking, what should he do? Two choices: go out and kill the wolf, or, novel thought, tame the wolf. He makes that choice. Doesn't seem like a significant choice, I'm sure, in his mind. He just makes a choice. And yet that choice led to the domestication of dogs that since then occurred. Dogs that make humans happy, provide joy, because a shepherd made a choice. There was this tipping point in the history of humankind. I'm sure he didn't know that. And so what I'm working on providing as I set the stage and foundation for this purpose statement of what is going to unfold in this series is for us to recognize that how we think, the decisions we make, the choices we make are so important that they can determine not only our destinies. Remember those 2 men and women in our chain that survived and procreated. How thinking better, thinking more clearly today can be a tipping point in history is why I've introduced these stories. We're at a tipping point today, you and I. There's an inflection that we're now at that is fundamental in the next transformation of humankind. Some people want to tip it one way. Some people want to tip it another way. I'm not here to tell you which is right, which is wrong, but I am here to assist you and me to be more able to think more clearly and cleanly and recognize that the choices, decisions, ways we act today may be tipping points for tomorrow and generations to come, one way or another. What's happening here? Why does all this matter? Please follow along to the end of this episode. And if you find it interesting and want to continue and want to be notified, then please subscribe, hit the like button, make some comments, agree, disagree, whatever you'd like. I have a quote coming up in a few minutes that's from William Shakespeare, and I've modified that quote. First, I want to emphasize again, the quality of our thinking influences the quality of our lives. Our thoughts help create our emotional experiences, and the way we think affects our relationships. Learning to think more clearly and more cleanly is not simply an intellectual exercise. It's one of the pathways to greater wisdom, better relationships, and a more fulfilling life. So here's the quote from William Shakespeare. To think clearly or to not think clearly, that is the question. Is literally, or at least metaphorically, to be or not to be, which can in fact be a matter of life and death. Forgive me, Mr. Shakespeare.